Hello, this is our quality of life presentation by Brian.
And Brian.
And not Brian. So let's get started. The quality of life is the standard of health, comfort, and happiness experienced by an individual or a group. This just means how good you feel about your life, how satisfied you are, and it has a large range of contexts that include the field of international development, healthcare, politics, employment, jobs, housing, things like that.
For the US, we have a fairly high rating compared to some other countries. Our index rating is at 185.24. When asked to rate satisfaction of America, the average came about 7.2 out of 10. This is higher than the average.
And this is the average satisfaction in other countries. In Ireland, it was 7 out of 10, Japan, 5.9 out of 10, Germany, 7 out of 10, Australia, 7.3 out of 10, and the highest, which is Switzerland, which stands at 7.5 out of 10.
This is our American economy versus the world. Many people say the U.S. economy isn't that great, especially the people here in the U.S. But when compared to the rest of the world, we are like number 2 at most. We are very good at our unemployment rate because thanks to President Obama, he was able to create 3 million jobs. And as of today, the unemployment rate has gone down at 5.6%, which is lower than the unemployment rate has gone in over the past years. The American middle class higher than the global average. Many people here in America are middle class. To the government, that is considered poor, but to the rest of the world, that is considered to be rich. The rest of the world, most of it's 13%, while America's fall 7% into the middle income class. According to the Pew Research Center, the average person globally is wealthier than others, and this means that there are fewer people in the U.S. who are less fortunate than the rest of the world. Here's a graph showing past years up to 2010.
This is our works cited page, and we will take you to a video that you can have fun watching.
What turns a city into a place you want to call home gives it edge over its rivals. When every city begins to look a bit alike, what lets some cities, both big and small, create a special allure, develop as a powerful brand, or just become known as the ideal place to do business? Since launch, Monocle has campaigned for a fresh approach to both building and assessing the success of our cities. At the heart of our campaign is the belief that cities cannot be understood by only looking at the gritty metrics of education or healthcare. In the end, what makes a city fail or work is if it can deliver quality of life. And in the end, quality of life is a reflection of both the hard and the softer elements of city living. And it's not just about wealth, this is about shared experience, a city that's inclusive, that works for all. So it's kayaking in the shadow of the Vancouver skyline. It's about the unglossed charm of Lisbon and Porto, and the cycling culture of Copenhagen, or the solid housing and robust public transport of, say, Oslo or Helsinki. Yet, there are many challenges facing our cities, especially those that act as human magnets, or where neighbourhoods get suddenly snapped up by overseas investors. How do you maintain the city's core, create homes for all, add to density without buckling services? How do you keep life and vitality on our streets? Monocle believes that many of the solutions are simple, and that many of the things that create quality of life are inexpensive, from places to sit to good independent retail, and spots where you can still make things in the city centre. We need some noise, clatter. And cities also need to hold on to what makes them unique. That's why people fall for a huge metropolis such as Bangkok, and why people fall for cities that in some ways look past their sell-by dates. Beirut may lack wealth or ease of doing business, but it still woos us. Monocle's Quality of Life conference in Lisbon is a day about gentle challenges, interesting provocations, and fresh campaigning voices. We want you to leave with notebooks full of ideas, lots of must-see lists, and some answers to some nagging questions. Monocle, keeping an eye and an ear on the world.
So, that was the video. We hope it reinforced the knowledge that we have given you about the quality of life. And there we go. That's about all we have to say on that.